Are you looking for some ways to save some coins? No worries, because I got you covered. In today's video, I am sharing some coin saving tips with you. Hi guys, it's Shama from Happy Living Now, where we share everything money management, maximizing wealth, and living a happy and rich life. So if you're all about living and creating your happiest and rich life, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our future videos. When it comes to saving money, we can never have enough tips to do just that. I don't know about you, but for me, I always try to look for tips and tricks on how I can save a buck or two, okay? So, by including these tips that I'm about to share with you in my daily life, I've been able to save some money. Now, it's not a huge chunk of money, but I've saved some money. And so I hope by sharing these tips with you as well, that if you include those tips in your daily life, or at least the underlying concept or principle, you'll be able to save some money as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into those tips. So the first tip is, and I'm pretty sure if you've maybe looked at other videos on ways to save money, you've probably heard this and maybe a lot of these tips as well. Tip number one, meal prep. I cook my meals as often as I possibly can at home, and you probably should too if you're not already. Meal prepping saves so much time. And of course, to be able to meal prep, you have to meal plan as well, which takes a little bit of getting used to. But it saves time and it saves money. So you want to be able to plan your meals ahead of time, and you want to also be able to shop your pantry, shop your cupboards, shop your refrigerator and your freezer to see what items you have on hand that you can create meals from. And if there are any meals that you're looking to plan and you don't have the ingredients, at least when you go ahead and plan ahead of time and you shop your cupboards and your freezer and your refrigerator, you'll be able to see what you have. And if you don't have some of the items, you go ahead and you get just those items needed for meal prepping. But meal prepping saves a lot of time. I mean, can you imagine coming home every night from work and not having to worry about what's gonna be for dinner because you've already prepped your meals ahead of time? It takes a lot of time. When I meal prep, we're talking about anywhere from about 4 to maybe 6 hours meal prepping and separating food for the whole week. But I'd rather spend that huge chunk of time on one day than coming home and maybe spending an hour every day trying to figure out what meal is for dinner. And it also saves you money because when you go out, if you're at work, can you imagine spending $10 a day Monday to Friday for a meal? You're talking about $200 a month. So those costs and fees racks up quite quickly if you don't pay any attention to them. So I would encourage you to go ahead and try meal prepping and meal planning. That could possibly save you quite a bit of money. The second tip is to reduce eating out, and that kind of flows off of the first point or the first tip. I'm not gonna lie, quite honestly, I do enjoy eating out. I don't do it too often. Most times I do eat out maybe around events or anything happening or date nights or whatever, but I do enjoy eating out. And let me just stop here and say, in case you're hearing any background noise, my fan is going on because it's a bit hot here. Not hot enough for AC, but a bit hot enough to have the ceiling fan going. So if you're hearing any background noise, that's what you're hearing. But I do enjoy eating out, and I don't do it too frequently. I'd probably say maybe once or twice a month, maybe I go ahead and eat out. But when I do eat out, I try to make it as cost effective as possible. So if you're someone who loves eating out, or you're someone who loves buying a coffee or whatever it is, try whatever your favorite restaurants are. Try looking into reward programs. For me, I really enjoy eating out at Fridays, and maybe one of the reasons why I enjoy eating out at Fridays is because I actually do get rewards. Rewards come in the mail. I actually have the Fridays app on my phone, and hashtag not sponsored, but I do have the Fridays app on my phone, and I use that every time I go to Fridays. I am a rewards member, so the good perks on that, I get free appetizer, chips and salsa. That's there. I don't have to worry about ordering an appetizer if I'd like. I just tell them I'm a rewards member and I get free chips and salsa as an appetizer. When it comes to meals, every time you go to Fridays as a rewards member, once you've, at the end of your meal, you get your receipt. It has at the bottom of the barcode has a number, and if you have the Fridays app on your phone, you could actually scan that receipt, and typically what happens is the cost of your bill converts into points and you get that added as points. Obviously, the more points you rack up, the more rewards you get. So sometimes you may be able to get a free entree. Typically I use that. Those are normally maybe 80 to 100 points, but I typically have a lot of points that when I go out, if me and someone else goes out to eat, I can actually get a free entree. And I mean, it tells you the different stuff you could get and you can select what works for you. But can you imagine going out to eat with someone and you're able to get a free entree, as long as it's not a special meal or entree that you've gotten, that you get a meal for free? And that works for me most times when I go to Fridays. So I do enjoy that. So consider your favorite restaurants and look into their rewards program. Also try figuring out coupons. If you don't have rewards program for your restaurants, try getting coupons. Typically I get coupons in the mail for like Red Lobster, Outback Steakhouse, Olive Garden, Boston Market. You get coupons for things like that for certain meals. Or even when you're at the restaurant and you're waiting, try to look up a quick coupon code. You'll be surprised at how quickly just a quick Google search could get you a quick coupon code. And typically the best site that I know for that is retailmenot.com. I'll drop that down in the comment box below. But that's a pretty good site for getting coupons at the last minute. You get coupon codes or whatever, they normally tell you what the deals are. Consider freebies. Places like Starbucks. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, especially when it comes to buying coffee at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. I don't typically do that. But off and on, I will get a Starbucks, especially when it's my birthday. A couple times over the past years, they've emailed me right around my birthday. I get a coupon on my birthday and I'm able to get a free drink or something else. So what do? You betcha. On my birthday, I head over to Starbucks and I get whatever my freebie options are, whatever I want for that day. I get a freebie, and I didn't have to pay for it. So consider stuff like that, or birthday rewards. Make use of those things, okay? It may not come too often, but it's a nice little reward when they do come along. All right, so the third tip is to not buy water. Now again, really, when you think about it, the cost of water may not be to you, it might not make a huge difference. Now if you have a family that's big and you guys go through a lot of bottled water, you could be spending a lot on bottled water every week. And so an option for you is to, instead of buying bottled water, buy maybe a decent size water bottle, and consider filtering your water from your tap. So you can either have the filters that go on the tap itself, on the pipe. I'm not a big fan of those. I typically actually filter my water twice. So I would take my water from my tap and boil it, and then after I boil it, I let that cool. I could pour it in a jug or something and put it in the refrigerator, let it really cool, and then I pour that water through my Brita filter jug. So I filter my water twice. Boiling it, getting it to boiling point takes care of whatever it has to take care of, and then filtering it through the Brita filter jug also filters it. So consider doing that. The fourth point is, and this point goes specifically to my women friends out there, go plastic. What that means is, if you're a woman, chances are you experience what women experience every month. Now imagine how much we spend on pads and tampons every month for our favorite time of the month, right? So for the ladies out there, consider going plastic, and by that I mean consider using menstrual cups. If you don't know what that is, you could do a quick Google search on that. I'm sure you'll find out. I also did a video on menstrual cup years ago, and I will link that for you. It's pretty old. Back in my early days of YouTube, I did that. But those are pretty beneficial. They have a lot of benefits. They, health benefits, environmental benefits. If you use a cup, they're better for the environment because most times they're made out of silicone, so you don't have to worry about, you know, harming the environment. They're reusable. So once you use them, most manufacturers of menstrual cups do recommend you boiling your cup after use or before the next time you use it, whatever your preference is. But you could reuse the cup. Most times the lifespan is for up to 10 years. So, there are a couple different brands out there. Do your research and find it out. It may not be for everyone because, again, I don't want to get up into the details of it, but it is cost effective. I bought my cup, and I personally use cups. Sometimes I alternate between the menstrual cup and the tampons, depending on what's going on. But I like the flexibility of having a menstrual cup. I can wear it up to 12 hours. I don't have to worry about constantly changing. It might, if you're someone who travels a lot, then in terms of that, it could work for you. Again, do your research, figure out if it's something that works for you. But for me, it works well. I bought my cup maybe years back for like 30 something dollars, I want to say, and so far, I bought a couple, but so far they're still going pretty strong. So consider that. Okay, men, if you're watching, I'm sorry if that goes to you out, but the next tip includes everyone. Of course I just had to have one tip for my women out there. So tip number 5 is shopping wise. When you're shopping, consider doing price comparison. I know sometimes, a lot of times, if you're like me, I like shopping online. Very rarely do I actually go in the store to shop. I just find doing that sometimes costs me to spend a little bit more than I would have spent otherwise. So I rather just do my shopping online, get it done, and not have to worry about it. But if you're shopping, no matter where you are shopping, consider doing price comparison, whether it's between stores and getting price matches, or even just for this one store and considering their online prices versus their in-store prices. One store that I know that is very good at that is Macy's. Because when you do that, sometimes in-store prices may actually be a bit higher than what's advertised online. And I've had experiences with Macy's having different prices online, which are usually cheaper than what's in the store. So typically when I run into those situations, I just let the representative know that I'm like, there's this item, it's this price online and it's this price in store, and of course I have the proof to show them that, okay, it's this price online but it's a different price in store. Can you match that? And most times they do. Oftentimes they actually do match it. Very rarely have I had someone say they don't actually, I don't think I've ever had someone tell me that they can't match it. So consider doing that. Also consider, if you're a big shopper online, consider using browser extensions or discount or coupon software. Again, for me, like I said, I like shopping online a lot, so I normally have coupon software or discount software or browser extensions that I use when I shop. The most common ones are Honey and Ebates. Again, hashtag not sponsored. But those are the two common discount or browser extension type coupon and discount softwares. Honey actually will search the net for you whenever, like after you've applied whatever you've applied to your cart and you're ready to check out. You can apply Honey codes. It will search the internet, try to apply the best coupon code that it can find or the best discount that it can find, and it actually applies that to your cart. Ebates is another one. So there are two options. You can actually go through ebates.com, and there are a list of stores on there for which you can get discounts. So whatever online store you're going to shop at the time, if you go to ebates.com, you click on the store, then it directs you directly to the store's website, and it will apply whatever discount or coupon that's going on at the time. Or the simplest way is really to just have the browser extension, because most times when you go to a site, if there is actually a promotion going on, Ebates will normally pop up and tell you, well, this site is having a 5% off, on a purchase or whatever, and you can apply that right away or activate that coupon or discount right away. So those are two ways that you can actually get discounts and coupons online. And I actually used Honey. I use Honey a lot. Actually, I use Honey to purchase my glasses at iBuyDirect. Because I bought two glasses. Typically, I shop on iBuyDirect because that's another way I save money. I get my prescription, and rather than buy my prescription in store or whatever, I go to iBuyDirect, use my prescription, and buy my glasses there. So in purchasing two lenses or two frames, I think the total came out to be about $120 because of the type of lenses that I need. But when I run my Honey app, it applied the best discount code it could possibly get, and I wound up paying $80 for two frames. So that was pretty good in my opinion. Okay, all right, so the next one is to going off of discount and coupons. Actually, you could consider store rewards as well. Now, be very careful when you're doing that. Some stores will say you have free shipping, but sometimes that only applies if you spend a certain amount. So while I would say look at store rewards as a way to possibly help you save, I would also caution you to be very careful, because that could actually backfire and cause you to spend way more than you actually intended to or needed to. So when you're doing that, just be mindful that it could possibly backfire and you could spend more than you actually needed to. Okay, tip number 6 is to cut cable. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know if there are many people out there anymore who actually have cable, but in case there are a lot of alternatives to cable these days. So go ahead and cut that cable. I did that many years ago, and it's been beneficial. I'm not someone who watches television a lot, quite honestly. So when I had cable would run me about $200 a month. Okay, I would start with a promotion, but of course that's only for a limited introductory period, and then after the introductory period you go up and you keep going up, and then before you know it, you're at $300 a month for what? So if you do have cable, consider cutting cable and consider alternatives like Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Currently I have a streaming television, which I use PlayStation View. I know there are many others out there. I think there's Sling TV. Actually, YouTube TV is another option, right? So consider options like that. Tip number 7 is consider cheaper phone plans. I don't know if there are many phone carriers that actually have 2-year contracts anymore. I know most of them have gotten rid of 2-year contracts, and while you do have though the option of purchasing a new phone from whoever your phone carrier is, because if you're on a payment plan, it's also set up though that you're still technically on a 2-year contract, because your payment plan towards your phone would last for about 24 months. You'd be making payments on your phone for 24 months. But if you're able to have an option where you bring your own phone, like you're able to purchase your phone full price and then bring it to a phone carrier, consider that, and consider using prepaid plans as opposed to postpaid plans. The next tip is to save loose change. It may not be actually, some people might not consider it a tip, but consider saving your loose change. If you're someone who operates a lot with cash, you'll be amazed at how much loose change you could accumulate. Now, I don't typically use cash, and I am trying to get there. I'm trying to get to the point where I use cash for a lot of my transactions. Quite honestly, I'm more of a plastic type of girl, which means that I carry my debit card a lot and I swipe. But if you're someone who operates a lot on cash and you use cash for a lot of the transactions, consider saving any loose change you might have. It will not rack up quickly, but I mean, there are jars you can put it in, just a regular old jar. You could put it in a jar that actually counts the money when you put it in. I actually have one of those, and whenever I find a dime, a quarter, whatever it is, I put that in there, and I think it's racked up to maybe like $60 over how many months. So it's not a quick way to save money, but it is a way to save money that could be actually useful when you need it for something. So consider that. The next tip, which I believe is the 9th tip, is consider canceling memberships and unused subscriptions. Okay, I don't know about you, but I found myself subscribing for things and years later not even remembering that I've subscribed for things, and you'll be amazed at what you may have subscribed for and are being billed for and don't even remember. Gym memberships is normally a huge one. If you're someone who don't like the gym, don't sign up for a gym membership and force yourself to believe that by signing up for a gym membership you're actually going to go to the gym, because you know it's not going to happen. That's most likely not going to happen. If you're not a big gym rat, save that money and maybe invest in some home gym equipment and set up a home gym instead of paying money to a gym, because most times what might happen, you might sign up for a gym membership to force yourself to actually go, and you might turn out not going as much as you thought you would, and now you're stuck in a contract that you may not be able to get out of as early as you wish you would. So consider those things when you're considering gym memberships or any memberships and subscriptions, as a matter of fact. Now the final tip that I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware of is DIY options. I am a huge DIY girl, if you've probably not figured that out by now. So that's one way I save money. I try to do a lot of things that I would want to do. If I can do it myself and save money that way, I try to do that. Obviously, when you're considering DIY options, you want to consider the price versus the time comparison. How much time is it going to take you to DIY versus maybe being able to just buy or spend for the thing being done. If you're gonna save a lot more time when it comes to the costs, obviously you're making your price time comparison and analysis. But for me, most times if I can do it myself and it turns out to be cheaper, obviously I do it myself. So examples of things that I do myself: I groom my pets. I have 2 dogs. So I have a Morkie and a Chorkie. And so, I mean, grooming those dogs could cost me anywhere at least $40 per dog if I were to groom them, and depending on how often I groom them. So I would rather I rather pretty much, because I do groom them, and I do a pretty good job. I mean, it works just well for them. I'm gonna say that I do a good job grooming them. So that works for me. I do that. I do my mani-pedis myself at home. I can't remember the last time I went into a nail salon to get my nails and my toes done. Because one, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did do acrylics and gels back in the day. And when I came to realize the possible health risk, and that it was not healthy to me with the fumes and everything, and they really made my nails brittle and weak, I decided to stop using them. And I got to the point where I was able to nourish my nails and get my nails back to a point where they grew pretty aggressively. Quite honestly, my nails are not painted right now and they don't look the best there is, but I mean, these are my nails in 2 months. This is 2 months worth of growth. I cut my nails really short 2 months ago, and this is the amount of growth I've gotten in 2 months. So my nails grow pretty rapidly. I'm okay with that. When I paint my nails last for 2 weeks at a time, possibly longer, but I do change my nail polish every 2 weeks. So my mani-pedis last just as long, so I don't spend money there. Consider things like car washes as well. Consider washing your cars yourself, especially during the summer. Enjoy, filling a bucket or hosing down your car. Bring the family along. Make it a nice family activity. Wash the vehicle. Not only would you be saving money, but you'll be getting time to spend with your family as well. So consider things like that. Other things like DIY are consider doing your hair. If you're someone who do haircuts and hair trims often, consider doing those. I do my hair myself. Currently my hair is braided. I did that myself. I didn't know how to do feed-in braids before I did this. I decided I wanted to get my feed-in braids done, so I invested time in learning it. Maybe a couple videos is all it took me to learn how to do my own feed-in braids, and then I was on the way doing my feed-in braids, so that saved me money there. When I had locks, I actually maintained my locks, and when I take these down, I'm gonna be installing my locks as well, and I'm gonna be maintaining those, installing my locks myself and maintaining those myself. Alright guys, so those are my tips and tricks on how I am able to save money in my day-to-day life. Again, those tips have not saved me $1,000 instantly, but by implementing them in my day-to-day life, I have been able to save money over time. So I hope by sharing these tips with you, you will also implement them in your day-to-day lives to help you save some money if you've not already. If you have used any of these tips or tricks, drop a comment down below. Let me know which of the tips or a combination of the tips you've used to help you save money in your day-to-day life. And if you've also used others to help you save money, go ahead and share them in the comment box below. I'm sure we would love to see the ways you've gone ahead and saved money and maybe also implement them in our lives. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys will catch me in the next one, but until then, be happy, live rich, and be blessed. Bye guys.